Hello friends, today I am going to reveal some true facts of get ahead in your career by avoiding these body language mistakes. But first of all, I request you to please share and subscribe my channel for getting my informative true facts videos uninterrupted. Please note that subscription of my channel is free of cost. Now, get ahead in your career by avoiding these body language mistakes. If you are like any responsible adult who goes into work 5 days a week, you are probably hoping to be promoted one day. You work very hard, complete every assignment by overly exceeding your boss expectations, and always arrive 10 minutes early before you shift begins. Before your shift begins. However, just because you check off some of these qualifications to be considered a great employee doesn't exactly mean that your boss is going to call you into his or her office to give you a well-deserved raise. There are other factors that need to be taken into account. Aside from just showing up to work, your body language, it is important. Your body language, for instance, could actually be the one thing that holding you back from growing in your career. Without you realizing it, you could be crossing your arms too often, slouching in your seat, or gasp using your phone. While these little nuances may not seem that big of a deal in the comfort of your home or around your besties, doing them too often in the office could make you seem anxious or incompetent. Not sure which body language mistakes you are making. I am going to give you some solutions of this. Now, rolling your eyes. Rolling your eyes. Here is an easy one. Rolling your eyes is a big no-no. The gesture is simply rude. Second, invading personal space. Invading personal space. It is important. Whether you are super friendly with your colleagues or not, it is best to keep a healthy distance between you and your work friend. It is best to keep a healthy distance between you and your work friends, even and your boss also, when you communicate about a professional topic. If not, you can make the other person feel uncomfortable and even threatened by your presence. The best rule to follow, according to square up, 3 to 8 feet is the perfect amount of distance to have between you and your colleagues. 3 to 8 feet. Slouching in your seat. Slouching in your seat. Everyone knows that slouching is not only bad for their back, but could also make them feel small and unimportant. However, if you constantly slouch in your seat at the office, your boss and your fellow employees could assume that you don't care and are too comfortable at your job. Solution. What is solution? Try to use a standing desk. This will not only could make you stand up straight, but could make others believe that you are more engaged in your work. Crossing your arms or legs. While crisscross appearances used to be the cool kid things to do in elementary school, you will get a big fat F if you even try to do at work. Crossing your arms, legs or feet may feel comfortable while you are trying to pump out a million emails or listen to your boss speak during a meeting. However, this non-verbal behavior could give off negative signals to others around you. For instance, others may not engage with you because they think you are being defensive, stubborn, and distant, and no one wants to play that game. Trust us. However, do cross your arms if you are alone in cubicle, working on a tough assignments. According to research completed by the Ron Friedman and Andrew Elliott, you are 30% more likely to stick through an assignment if you use this type of body language. So great to crossing. Not mirroring others. Not mirroring others. Mirroring your colleagues enhances your chances of building a positive rapport with them. Why? Because using the chameleon effect often allows you to engage in more deeper conversations with other people, which in the long run could allow others to trust you more. Failing to make eye contact, failing to make eye contact. While it is a known rule to not break eye contact when you are interviewing for a job, the same applies for you when you are engaging in a serious conversation at work. One may reduce their gaze if they don't feel confident in that they are speaking about or prefer to not engage in embarrassing conversations. But if you want to increase your chances of having better conversation with people at work, look them in the eyes when they are speaking, because of it produces a deeper connection between the both of you. Staring, too little eye contact and you might seem insecure. However, too much can be intimidating or a tad inappropriate. Channel your inner Goldilocks and strive for something just right. Right eye contact is important. Giving a weak handshake. Weak handshake. Handshake is very important in professional settings. And while we don't recommend pulling your colleagues' whole arms towards you, it is suggested to have good postures. Make eye contact and give a nice, firm shake. Follow this guide and you will be good as they come. Sneaking into the room. Sneaking into the room. First impressions matters. When you walk into a room or a meeting, say hello. Even if just with a smile or a nod. Don't skip this step even if you are entering the late. Looking bored, staring at the clock, aimlessly doodling on a pad of paper, sighing at your desk. All of these things could show your boss that you are bored at work, even when you don't think they are noticing. Try to be mindful of your body language, especially since normal behavior actually accounts for 55% of the messages you communicate. Go for a walk. If you feel bored or ask your colleagues if they need help with anything, the more proactive you are at work, the better you may feel. Avoid the fig leaf. It is important. Fig leaf. Fig leaf is a posture. Another posture to avoid is crossing your hands over your genitals. Fig leaf means crossing your hands over your genitals. Sometimes called the fig leaf position. This may have worked for Adam and Eve in the Gardens of Eden, but at work it just looks defensive and uncomfortable. Doing nervous gestures, cracking your knuckles, playing with your hair, beating your nails and lips, all fall under the examples of nervous gestures. While these little nuances may be okay to do in the comfort of your home, displaying these nervous gestures habit in front of your boss or colleagues may lessen your credibility and make others believe you are anxious or incompetent. And even though you know this is not the case, it is best practice to steer clear of these little mistakes. Ask a friendly colleague to point out when you are unconsciously doing any of the nervous cues. The less jittery you are, the more calm and confident you may appear, which is always win in your books. Leaning on walls or furniture. Leaning on walls or furniture. Remember to stand up straight. It will help people know that you are alert and confident. Keep your feet about the shoulders length apart and engage your core. Don't forget to smile. Smiling is one of the easiest way to convey confidence. Show your engagement and put everyone at ease. So don't forget to smile. Hiding your hands. Hiding your hands. We have some bad news for you. Introverts. Hiding your hands when you are engaging in a conversation can be perceived as being not trustworthy. Plus, according to the study by Colgate University, people are more inclined to listen to you if you use your hands when you speak. While you don't want to wildly wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. You should have your palms open and facing up to be viewed as trustworthy and open. In twain. Sitting in a pigeon toed position can make you appear young and tentative. Eyeing the clock. Eyeing the clock. Be careful not to sneak too many glances at your watch, especially if you are in a conversation with a colleague. Watching the clock implies impatience and can be considered disrespectful. Expressing with exaggerated gestures. Expressing with exaggerated gestures. In most startup businesses, the culture has become more relaxed over time. However, that doesn't mean you can express your idea with exaggerated gestures. While the hand motion could indicate that you are unprofessional and don't have a lot of confidence, instead keep the type of non-verbal behavior to a minimum unless it involves a happy hour drink with a few friends. So avoid expressing with exaggerated gestures. Expressing with high gestures. Expressing with high gestures. As a general rule of thumb, keep your hand gestures below your shoulders. Standing square to the camera. Standing square to the camera. When having a one-on-one conversation, try to keep your body positioned towards the conversation, but not directly face to face. A face-off can accidentally feel confrontational. A face-off can accidentally feel confrontational. Facing too far away from the conversation. Facing too far away from the conversation. You don't want to be squared off. But if your body isn't facing a group conversation, you run the risk of seeming disengaged or even rude. Take a moment and move your shoulders and torso towards the team. If you are sitting down, turn the chair to face the action. Turn the chair to face the action. Now, using your phone, important. Unless it is a part of your job to be on your phone 24/7, it might be best to refrain from using it as often as possible. Using a phone at work, especially during a meeting, shows a lack of respect to the person who are talking ideally. Try to keep the relationship with your phone at a minimum, and if you do need to use it in front of your colleague, say excuse me before you text away. Trust us, mom will be proud. Being stingy with nods and smiles. Being stingy with nods and smiles. Often simple smiles or nods can be used as powerful non-verbal cues to let someone know that you are actively listening. Consider voice tone. Consider voice tone. Sometimes professionals get into trouble because of how they say things rather than what they said. Try to read the cues of the situation and match the tones and volumes of your voice and the people around you. Both too quiet and too loud can be problematic. Physically separating yourself from others. Physically separating yourself from others. While it is normal to feel shy when you begin a new job, you don't want to create enough space between you and your new colleagues because that could indicate that you don't want to feel a part of the team. Research has shown that when you position your body away from someone, they could perceive you as uninterested, uncomfortable, and even distrustful. We say get out of your comfort zone and scoot in a little closer. Remember, not too close to engage with your teammates. It is important. Remember, not too close to engage with your teammates. In my next video, I will reveal some true facts of other more very interesting topics. Thanks.